Hi, I'm Francelis Maite, and I felt compelled to make a video regarding twin flame or soul connections today. I felt drawn to drawing some tarot cards today, and one thing that stood out to me was I got the Nine of Wands card, and that usually means to stand your ground and fight for what you believe in. So basically, don't back down and really go with what your heart tells you. Now, in my situation, I met my twin flame person 3 years ago, and since then she got married to somebody else, and I had a child with somebody else, and so we've completely gone our separate ways. Decisions have been made, pretty big life decisions. We live across the country from each other, and I had reached what I thought was a point of resignation. I had let go of the whole thing. Now, throughout my journey, it has been a lesson in letting go, right? But I thought I just moved on. Out of nowhere, the twin flame sort of reaches out on social media, and I have since then decided to just block her, because I felt like opening that chapter, I know it's not the right time. If there is a time to come, and she's still married, so I felt like that was a game that has been played before, and that I'm not there anymore. I'm not that person. I'm not going to be the side person. I'm not going to be there for her to follow my social media whereabouts and, you know, open up that energy. So I blocked it, and I have had several dreams since then. So this has all happened in the last 2 weeks, and once I finally decided to just block it and move on and like make the decision that I'm not going to be open energetically to these games, right? Like, you guys can kind of get the sense of what this is about, I believe. You know, you have to be able to value yourself and value where you're at and value your growth, so as not to go back into old patterns, right? Or even new patterns that are similar to the old ones. So for me, it was about taking a stand of like, I'm not going to be available for this. If you are going to decide to come back into my life, it's going to be on proper terms. It's going to be unconditional. It's going to be fully open and honest. It's not going to be this hide and seek, this unavailable thing. It's not going to be old mind games, right? Because even I was playing a part in the mind game by not blocking the person, right? And then I decided, like, am I willing to be open to getting hurt again? And it was just too brutal before for me to even consider wanting to even talk to this person anymore. Why put myself through that? So in coming out here, when I got that Nine of Wands card, what it meant to me was to be strong, because upon re-entering some of that energy, that connection, I've had to sort of I feel like there was a mental, emotional merging of each of our energies, and kind of reintroducing that pattern of our energies being kind of in each other's space, even though we're miles and miles away from each other. So I've been dealing with dreams, like I said, and thoughts and mental emotional difficulties. And so what I got from that was to stand firm in my truth, stand firm in myself, and not let the other person's energy affect me, or not to take it on if I feel it, you know. I can say that a lot of times when I have dreams about that person, I get very affected throughout the day. So I'm the more empathic one in the dynamic, so I tend to be affected emotionally a lot. And I can tell a lot of times it's not my stuff I'm dealing with. So I wanted to come out here and say that we need to be intentional of being independent. So yes, there may be energies merged, there may be, you know, Jupiter in retrograde or whatever, but we have to remain strong in our sense of truth and our sense of self, whether you're feminine, masculine, or in between, right? You have to remain balanced. Now, in my journey, I've gone through a lot of the ascension process. I've worked intentionally on my spiritual growth. And so I know my truths, I know my weaknesses, I know my strengths. So this was just a reminder to not succumb to the process, right? We can be going through this, we can be healing things, we can be growing and still remain strong. So as a reminder to you, or if you're new to this, you have to remain strong in who you are. And this journey can get us carried away where we think that things are supposed to be working out a certain way, or that there's a purpose to something having to be a certain way. And I can tell you that it's much bigger than we can ever understand, and it's much simpler than we make it. So this is about your growth as a person, and the twin flame dynamic is simply another vehicle, another choice to getting us to the place where we have decided at a soul level that we want to be. So we don't really need to get carried away with a lot of new belief systems, or a lot of, for lack of a better word, brouhaha that happens in the spiritual community, because that only causes us to lose our way or to take detours that are quite unnecessary. And after my journey and everything I've been through, I strongly advocate for mental health, mental help, and getting professional help if need be, just to at least help you get through difficult times, difficult emotional things, and overcoming traumas. Because a lot of times, I know I personally thought, well, a psychologist is not going to be able to help me with this, they're not going to understand. And the truth is, there's probably gonna surface so many mental, emotional things for you to deal with, that you are gonna need that second pair of eyes to help you kind of comb through the madness and stay grounded. So the number one thing is you know, staying with your sense of self, staying grounded, and you know, find a way to stay in touch with reality, because this is a spiritual journey, and it's very easy to get ungrounded, to get unfocused, and to lose touch with what's necessary. Now, you are still a physical being, you are still have physical needs and responsibilities, especially I think the female, the divine feminines, we can get carried away with all the information that's coming at us, you know, mental, emotional, spiritual, physical. And it can be very hard to manage. So we have to stop romanticizing the connection, because even though it is romantic and it feels romantic for most of us, it's not about that. The connection is about your growth. So you must mainly focus on yourself and how you're doing. And so long as you are focused on the other person or what's supposed to be happening, or you buy into ideas and belief systems that are not really serving you or not really yours, then you are slowing the process quite a bit. From my experience, this connection causes you to surface. It causes you to bring to surface a lot of old history, old traumas, you know, what can be called past lives. And then you are both, if you have met your twin, you have both merged on an energetic, mental, emotional, and spiritual level. And not necessarily all at the same time, but as you're going through these mergings, you're both clearing a lot of things, and you may end up clearing things for your person. They may end up clearing things for you. For example, I can wake up one day and feel utterly depressed for absolutely no reason. So I know that's not me, right? That's not my stuff. Or it can be my stuff, but from the past, or from other energies, or from ancestral things. So we are not only clearing ourselves, we are clearing our families, our lineage, our soul group. So an important factor about all of this is learning to clear energy, becoming a master at owning your energy, clearing your energy, cleansing yourself. And notice I don't say healing. So you must stand in the truth that you are whole and complete at all times. Okay, so we are simply just becoming and embodying that which we already are. We are whole, we are complete, we are source energy in this body. We are cleansed, we are all knowing, we are all that is. And we are simply having an experience here in this physical body to cause our growth. There is no alternate purpose to this. It's really just growth, to find our joy, to learn to be gods in our body. And if God is a triggering word, you know, source, soul, energy, whatever, our purpose is really just to be the fullest version of ourselves. And anything aside from that is really just slowing us down. And we all do it. That's the human condition. So when we come into a body as a newborn, we are that source energy, and then as we grow up as infants, we slowly begin to adapt to human life, and we often adopt the belief systems of those around us, as well as the energetic systems of those around us. And that is what we are working to release. So this ascension, this awakening is really just learning to incarnate as both human and God in this body. And more people are going through it. More and more people are waking up, as they say. And there is really no secret sauce other than to love yourself. So long as you are not loving yourself fully and wholly, it's just not ever going to be about the other person. It's vibrationally impossible. So I feel like we're complete for now, and I'll be bringing on some more communication as things arise. Thank you for listening. Like, share, subscribe. invite your friends to watch. It's very important, for the algorithms, that other people will find this information. Make sure that you do all the things, please, and thank you for tuning in. Bye.